Welcome to Education Matters, the video magazine of the Association of School Business Officials of New York, or ASBO New York. This program covers issues impacting public education across New York State. I'm Mike Borges, Executive Director of ASBO New York, the organization representing over 2,000 members that work in the business offices of school districts and BOCES all over the state. School business officials are the education CFOs, the chief financial officers of school districts and BOCES. They are responsible for developing budgets, financing capital projects, payroll, developing long-range plans, and overseeing facilities, transportation, and food service departments. Our video magazine, Education Matters, will inform the public, education stakeholders, and public policymakers about the many roles of the school business official and the varied issues they deal with on a daily basis. Lyn Derway and Sherri join us to speak about recent solar energy projects in their districts. Lyn Derway serves as Assistant Superintendent for Business at Brunswick Central School District in Rensselaer County. Sherri is Assistant Superintendent for Management Services and Strategic Planning for the South Colonie Central School District. In Brunswick, Lyn recently completed a year-long process which concluded when the solar panels went online and started generating electricity. We shot some video at the district. Let's take a look.
The district is very interested in sustainability. Our main goal was to reduce our carbon footprint. And if you look at our website, you can see in real time the amount of benefit we're having. As science classes study solar energy, they can see what's being produced, and also they see the benefits not only for our district, but the environment in general. So we're hoping the idea will spread, so that overall the environment will benefit from the reduced energy production. We started investigating the possibility of installing solar panels on the roofs of our school and bus garage in order to produce a portion of the electric power we consume. A local vendor met with us to explain how solar power purchase agreements work. These arrangements allow the vendor to install, maintain, and retain ownership of the solar panels for a period of 20 years. The solar power produced by the panels is converted from direct current electricity to alternating current electricity via an inverter. The energy generated is then used to help power the buildings. The vendor then bills the district for the electricity produced at a reduced rate. The amount they bill the district reimburses them for the cost of panels, installation, and maintenance. They also benefit from NYSERDA grants and tax savings, including accelerated depreciation schedules. Because our energy use is so low, the panels in the elementary school are actually producing more than we need, so that our bill is practically nothing in the summer. The bottom line in regards to savings for our district is about $10,000 per year. So when you weigh that against our initial cost of only $5,000 and the fact that we're going to have these panels for 20 years, that's huge for us. This project was definitely a no-brainer. We had no objections from anyone at all, and we saw the benefits as being a slam dunk for the entire community.
Sherri, your project is a little bit different than Lyn's. Why don't you tell us about it?
It is. We initially started down the same path that Brunswick did in terms of doing a net metering project with roof-mounted panels. However, we went through about a year-long process to get state ed approval, and during that time frame, an opportunity became available for us to go to a remote net metering solution. And after study and evaluation, we decided to go that route. Basically, the difference is that rather than having roof-mounted panels, we actually have a solar field of panels that are located at a remote location off-site. So we don't have to deal with having rooftop mounts, the maintenance and repair that may be needed by the contractor for those facilities. It also helped us to maximize our production. The remote net metering route allows you to produce more energy because they can optimally angle the solar panels as opposed to a rooftop mount where they're stuck with a particular angle and configuration. So in doing that, we were able to increase our production as well as our cost savings for the project.
So for the audience listening, watching on TV, what is net metering?
Basically, net metering is a mechanism in which you produce energy through an alternative energy source, and it is inverted for use in electricity. And in our cases, it's solar. So the alternative energy source is solar. The inversion process allows the meter to read it and to recognize it, and then we are we are able to produce the energy.
And do you use all the energy produced by the solar panels? And if not, what happens to the excess?
We do not. And conceptually, the way it's set up, if you have a building in which you are utilizing less energy than is being produced, the excess appears as a credit on your national grid bill. So basically, you can produce the amount of energy that you need, and the excess amount gets credited on your national grid bill, further enhancing your savings.
So Lyn, what prompted your school district to pursue solar energy?
Well, our district is very interested in a green philosophy. They've adopted a green proclamation. They really feel that they should be community leaders, set an example, and also they share the information on the energy produced with the community, and we've gotten a lot of good community support and feedback.
So what did you learn about your project that could be applied to other school districts, sort of best practices in installing solar panels?
Well, as you know, our panels are mounted on our roofs, and it's very important if you're going to have a roof-mounted panel system that you allow for any roof maintenance that has to be done during, in our case, the 20-year agreement. You want to have the ability to have the company come, take off the panels if you need to replace or repair your roofs.
So for both of your school districts, do you involve students in this process? I know in the video you talked about the educational aspects. Sherri, do you have something similar?
We do. We are not as far advanced in our project as Brunswick. However, what we have done is adapted a teaching station at our high school location for students. So we actually have a ground-mounted panel at the high school that can be used as an instructional tool. In addition, there will be, they're not installed yet, but there will be TV monitors set up at each one of our school buildings, so students will be able to monitor real-time energy production from the solar panels. And we also have an added curriculum support that the solar company will be participating in with our students once it's fully installed.
So Linda talked about saving $10,000 a year. What's the estimates for the South Colonie schools?
Our savings is about $87,000 a year.
Wow, that's significant,
So
especially in a
we
year
have-
with a low tax cap as well.
Correct. We have 9 school buildings, and we have 1 roof mount at the bus garage. We have the teaching station I mentioned at the high school, and all of the other installations will be off-site on a location that is outside of district boundaries.
So when folks think of school business officials, they think of finances, they think of budgets. They don't necessarily think of solar panel projects. How do those kind of projects get assigned to you as the business official in your district?
I can answer that. It involves saving money, and anything that has a dollar attached to it generally lands in the lap of the business official sooner or later, hopefully sooner. And in our cases, we were very involved with our architects. We were very involved with our legal counsel, with the solar company, with NYSERDA, with State Ed. So there were a lot of different players in the evaluation process, and the business official is an integral part of that.
So Lyn, do you have any sort of advice for Sherri or other colleagues who are interested in pursuing solar projects in terms of the do's and don'ts of doing a project?
I think it's important to do a request for proposals because each vendor's proposal is going to vary tremendously, and that means your savings could vary tremendously. You really want to take your time, evaluate them, and compare the savings that you're going to benefit under each proposal. And obviously, you need to involve your legal counsel. Be sure that the agreements, especially since it spans 20 years, is legally sufficient.
Great. Well, thank you both for joining us today, and we really appreciate the efforts you do for your school districts.
Thank you.